Hi guys, we're sitting here with David Wilson from Urban Seed, and from what I understand, he founded Good Neighbour Month, and we're just going to have a chat with him about what it's all about. Tell us a little bit about Good Neighbour Month and how it all started.
It came out of a conversation that I was having with some lawyers in the city. And we were talking about what Urban Seed does and how it works with marginalised people, how it works with folk who have experienced homelessness, and how July is a really tough month for homelessness in the city. And it was felt that maybe we should have a month in the middle of the year called Good Neighbour Month.
What do you hope will come out of Good Neighbour Month?
We really hope that out of this will come the idea that I want to do some good in the city, or I want to do some good where I live in the neighbourhood, and I want to be a good neighbour. I want to be somebody who is caring for people, because that's what a good society is all about. So I'd love for people to catch the vision of, July is the hardest month for people who are doing it tough in the city, but it's a pretty hard month anyway. And so why don't we give of ourselves in a caring sort of way in the month of July? But I wanted to catch on more than that, because that's only 1 month. What about the other 11 months? And so I sort of hope that it'll just light a fire within people to think, it's really important to be good neighbours all of the time, to be caring for other people.
So what are some practical ways you reckon people can just start getting involved to becoming a good neighbour? It is a bit hard sometimes too, because you're just I'm not sure if they will want to say hi to me.
True. Let me answer that by telling you a couple of stories. My daughter was telling me the other day that she was on a train station, and there was a man in a wheelchair who had some pretty serious disabilities. And the trains weren't going, and so they had to go around to some buses to catch a bus to the next station. And so the man in the wheelchair was asking directions and saying, what can I do? And the fellow who was there on the station wasn't very helpful at all. He just said, over there, you can get the buses over there. And there was this lady, my daughter was there, and this lady was there, and the lady went over to him and she said, I know where you need to go. I'll take you over to the buses. I'll show you the way. And so she went with the man in the wheelchair over to where the buses were, talked to the bus driver about what was going on and where the man needed to go and so forth, because he was a bit worried he wouldn't know where to get off the bus. And so she explained it to him, she explained it to the bus driver. That was being a good neighbour. One last story.
Yeah, sure.
I was walking along a laneway down here, and there was a guy who was pushing a trolley of boxes outside of a parking lot, and the top box fell over into the pathway of the car, and some of the things fell out of the box and so forth. And there was the car, first of all, stopped and didn't honk his horn or anything, which I thought was a good example of being a good neighbour. But then there was another guy walking along the street who stopped and helped him put the things back into the box. And the fellow who dropped the box was pretty embarrassed, actually. And he said, thank you very much. And the guy just said, no worries, and just kept on walking. He didn't want anything in return and so forth. So those are examples of how we can be good neighbours. It doesn't cost us anything, but it's just a matter of thinking the other person and giving ourselves in some way.
Why do you think neighbourliness is so important, I guess not just for the month of July, but as a whole for Melbourne?
Well, being a good neighbour is all about thinking of the other person. And sometimes we can just get so enthralled in our own lives. Sometimes we can be just downright self-centred. And I reckon we can get so caught up in our own agendas, in the city of Melbourne, for instance, that we neglect to care for others who are walking along beside us, our neighbours. And so I think that's one of the reasons why good neighbourliness is so important.
Well, lastly, is there anything you want to say to people who will be taking part in Good Neighbour Month, or to encourage people to take part in Good Neighbour Month?
Yeah, look, I just think taking it seriously, and you don't get up in the morning and think, I'm going to find five people today who I can be neighbourly to. But it's a matter of having what we call peripheral vision and seeing the needs that are around us. And when there's an opportunity to do something good for somebody else, do it. That's what I love people to be involved.